What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and this I want to break down what's going on with the overall market and talk about something very important and also a bullish catalyst for Tesla. But before I begin the devil's information, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Put in $1,000 and you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. Anyways, Tesla's holding above 162 quite well so far. We have a nice double bottom like formation that could lead to a breakout next week. We have to watch for confirmation just to be safe. But we do have a bullish catalyst I want to talk about. Tesla's official Indian entry is almost confirmed under the new EV policy, according to reports. It's not confirmed yet, so we can't say this yet. But there is a strong possibility that Tesla will eventually have an announcement that's very positive for India. So why am I saying this? It's because many regulatory changes are coming in India so far. India imposes a 100% imports duty on cars manufactured overseas. If a Tesla Model 3 costs about $34,000, it's going to cost over $68,000 in India given the current regulations. But Tesla wants to go global, so this is where the changes are coming. So with these new regulations, India has come up with an idea where if automakers invest at least $500 million in local manufacturing, then they're going to lower the imports taxes. The import duty is going to drop, right? And Tesla's actually had about $2 billion once commits to India. So this is some big news. Now, with that being said, only 8,000 EVs would essentially qualify if this ended up happening. So that's pretty important. If only 8,000 of them qualify, I just wanted to say that for the lower 15%, it may not be enough for Tesla just yet, but I just want to say that despite this, this is a very, very big step in the right direction because it took years to get India to actually comply and to get these changes out there, right? The entire process is very slow, it's very arduous, but it still ended up playing out. So even though only 8,000 EVs would qualify for the lower 15% imports tariff, if Tesla were to invest over 500 million into local manufacturing, that is still a big accomplishment. I want this to start to increase to over 10, 20,000, or anything higher than that. But I just want to say in the near term future, there could be some more news about this. And if Tesla makes any kind of announcement about them entering India, whether it's this year or next year, in the future, it's going to be very bullish. I just want to talk about that. Now, with that being said, let's talk about SPY. I noticed something crazy happened. The options chain has changed big time. Basically, calls only have about 95,000 in the money, 500,000 out of the money. And we had a million calls. Almost half of them have been closed. So they're closing calls because of how the SPY is not pushing well enough. And on the put side, 4 million puts are out of the money. How insane is that? 4 million puts are out of the money. Only about 174,000 are in the money. Do you guys see what's going on here? The market makers are winning. Everyone holding options are losing today. See how crazy this is? Why is this happening? Because check this out. What's happening is, excuse me, they're pushing the market back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in a very, very tight range. They're making sure SPY doesn't drop too hard to help the puts. They're not pushing it too high to help the calls. It's just stuck in the middle. That's why it's chopping back and forth in such a tight range. Because when you do this, you hurt the premium holders. You're holding the options holders. And look at how many of them ended up out of the money compared to in the money. Almost everyone holding options got destroyed today. If I'm going to be blunt with you, like I said before, only 95,000 calls are in the money, 500,000 are out of the money. That just shows that the majority of them lost. Less than 200,000 puts are in the money. 4 million are out of the money. The majority of people holding puts lost as well. Market makers win as they typically do. They were very, very tricky today. That's why SPY ended up trading the way it did. All right. So what does this mean for the future? SPY is going to continue to chop for the rest of the day, but I don't really see much else for now. I'll talk more about SPY's like projections later on. Tesla is showing life on the other hand. And I say this because Tesla's been establishing this higher low right over here. We're holding up very well above 162. We have a nice double bottom like structure from this break of the falling wedge. So I think there's a good chance that off this double bottom, Tesla could try to push higher next week, so long as there's no new bad news. Now, we need to see Tesla close above 162 at the very least. So far, it's holding up very well, so it does have potential. Onto the QQQ, just like SPY, not really doing much. It came down all the way down to 432, came back up to 435. It's back down, trading sideways. They're doing the same thing. It's just kind of flat. It's been stuck for over 3 hours. It's been stuck, not really doing much. Why? Because of the options chain. It's happening all over again. On the other hand, Nvidia is showing life, in my opinion. So Nvidia got this little break from the falling wedge. We went all the way up to about 892, kind of shuffling around there. Now we're testing 885. This is the key level, and we've been stuck in this range for quite some time. There is some potential for Nvidia because this thing has been uptrending. If you look at this, it's slowly uptrending. We have to see if we can try to get closer to 900 later on. Overall, it's holding up very well. It has potential, and we'll see how this does. Not bad from Nvidia. For Apple stock, Apple, in my opinion, is not looking too horrible. So it's still range bound, which kind of isn't the best. But at the same time, despite it coming down to about 170, it's balancing, trying to push up towards 172. On top of this, we also have 172.5 to watch for. If we break that, we could push even higher. Otherwise, it's doing quite well, in my opinion. So look and see if we can try to get closer to 172 plus. Overall, Apple is still doing okay. And we'll see how the market does from here. But with that being said, guys, I just wanted to say SPY is going to continue to chop. Tesla is showing some life. Nvidia has some potential for the future. The QQQ is kind of trading sideways, not really doing much. Apple's trying to bounce, and some tickers are doing all right. Super Micro is, in my opinion, kind of shuffling right now between supply and demand. Going to be watching 1100. It could actually retest that and just continue to trade sideways. The IWM Russell 2000 could actually push towards 202.75. If that breaks, 203 is coming. There's a little bit of potential for it, but it's very slow, just like SPY. And then Amazon, it's just trading sideways around 175. Could push towards 176.16, but overall, very, very slow, not really doing much. Meta is looking kind of weak, not the best. It's barely at this 480 area. We need to get back above 486 to turn bullish, but with this liquidity grab right here, we'll see if we can try to push it going into next week. That's it for this one. Thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours, but keep this news in mind about Tesla, because with this news coming out that I talked about involving India, that's going to be a very, very big benefit for Tesla, because Tesla could benefit from cheaper labor there. And also, India has a very, very high supply of engineers. India has, a lot of other benefits. They have great engineers, great people. So that's going to be very, very useful for Tesla. I also want to note that when it comes to India, there's a lot of comparative advantages of being there, such as manufacturing techniques and other improvements. And considering that it's not too far from China, they could also resemble a lot of things that have been going on in the Gigafactory in Shanghai. So that's another possibility. Just things I just wanted to note. I think that there have to be infrastructure improvements for a Gigafactory to be built in a certain area. It depends on the area, of course. And Tesla could also benefit from a lot of resources that could be found there. So a lot of benefits of being in India, especially because you're going to spread to another market in South Asia, which could help transport more goods towards other parts of Asia. So a lot of benefits. I think that could be great news for Tesla. So I really hope some announcements come out in the future. And as of right now, it's not officially confirmed, but we're making a lot of progress in the right direction. And this was a great piece of news for Tesla. So for the long term, I'm still a big Tesla bull. The short term, I do see a little bounce coming for Tesla, possibly as long as you don't get more bad news. Tesla is still on an overall downtrend, of course, for the bigger picture, but I'm still a much bigger bull for the long term. My view has never changed this entire time. I think Tesla will prevail at the end. So don't give up, guys. Do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Thank you for listening. I'll be back in a couple of hours. Take care, guys, and peace out.